Talk about specifically there in Boerne, what the situation was with the raccoon, the location. I know it was a popular park.
Yeah.
So just kind of talk about the situation from when was it, June 7th?
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so about 2 weeks ago, almost, we were notified, or about a week and a half ago, we were notified some visitors to Boerne City Lake had encountered a raccoon that was acting not in a traditional manner. Again, most wildlife tries to avoid people and avoid humans. This one was acting a little different, so they reached out to authorities. We were able to retrieve the animal, and the test came back on June the 10th, I believe, that it was positive for rabies. So that was our first rabies case within the city limits. There over at Boerne City Lake, which, like you mentioned, is a very popular park.
Okay. And then on this, because I think you're in like a shaded area where like it kind of sorry, I also don't want to put you in the sun,
I mean, I'll
but
suffer. If it
okay.
if it looks better,
Okay.
we'll
There we
suffer.
go. Okay. Perfect. So talk about did you get multiple reports of this raccoon, or was it one person that called in talking about it, and then what kind of action was taken?
Yeah, so I'm not sure of exactly how many calls we got, given it was a weekend at Boerne City Lake. I anticipate we probably had multiple phone calls from different parties that were probably witnessing this raccoon acting and not in a normal manner for wildlife. So what we were able to do is we were able to send out animal control officer there to retrieve the animal, and from that we were able to do the test that then came back rabies positive.
In that situation, and I'm not sure if this is something you know off the top of your head, but because you find one raccoon, one animal, do you go back and try and see if there's others that may have also been infected, whether it's a raccoon, a squirrel, anything like that, since it's such, a place where there's going to be a lot of people?
Yeah, so we definitely were always on the lookout. Our animal control officers are always out looking. Our police officers are always out looking if they see an animal that's acting suspicious. And again, even though this is the first one within the city of Boerne this year, we know that there were two cases in Kendall County. There were some other cases in Fair Oaks. So, and like you mentioned, it's over there in Comal County. So we know that there are likely other rabid animals out there, which is why the most important thing that we can stress to folks is just be alert and be aware if you're out in public. If you're out at the park and you see an animal acting suspicious, do the best you can to put some distance between you and that animal. Certainly don't approach the animal. If you're at the park, maybe go inside your car and call authorities. If you're at your house, go inside your home and then call authorities, and we can come out and we can collect that animal if it's still there.
Perfect. Anything else that any message that you want to give to viewers?
Absolutely. So probably the two most important things. Again, most wildlife want to avoid humans. So if they're acting suspicious and an animal is maybe getting close to you, that is a telltale sign. But there are certain things that we can also do to just naturally avoid enticing animals to come in. So the first thing is, especially out in Boerne, it's a much more rural community. Pick up things in your backyard, your front yard. What animals are always looking to do is they're looking for places to hide. They're looking for shelter. So if a mouse or a rabbit is looking for a place to hide, that might draw in a fox. So if you clean up your yard and don't have hiding places for animals, you're less likely to have an animal come into your yard. The same thing goes for food and water. So animals are always looking for food and water. So if you feed your animal outside, go ahead and bring that in when they're done. Don't leave that out overnight, because then all you're doing is inviting those animals into your yard and closer to your home, where you might have an increased likelihood of interacting with that animal. And the most important thing that we can stress for pet owners is make sure that your pet's rabies vaccine is up to date. There is no post-exposure treatment for animals. So if an animal, your cat, your dog, gets exposed to rabies, it's a death sentence. It's just that simple. So by having an up-to-date rabies vaccine, you are giving them the best chance of survival if they are exposed to rabies.